He's got some great information. Make notes. AI is coming. We're probably all using it anyway right now, but here's some good tips and advice on where this is going to go. Jerry, take it away.
Yeah, so this is going to be recorded so you guys can play it back later if something you want to rewatch. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm pretty excited about sharing the latest and the greatest. It's happening so fast that I swear to you, if some of the things I'll share with you today might be something new tomorrow. And that's how fast it's going. So just to give you a background for those who don't know me, I'm Jerry from Sunray Media Consultants. And what we do is we help local businesses get their name out there, get their word out there, and get customers. A lot of businesses don't go out of business because they have bad service. They go out of business because the community doesn't know that they exist. And our mission is to help your business or local businesses get known so they get new customers. So I'm going to start off with some behind the scenes and an actual finished product and then a customer testimonial. And then we'll get started with what you guys are here for to learn more about AI. So I'm going to share my screen here and we'll go from there. To see behind the scenes of making a commercial. Check it out. Come on.
Rolling and in 3, 2, 1. Two, one. Rolling and in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you the
You're muted, Jerry.
Sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button there. Give me 1 second. Let me show you guys the finished product. And this is actually going to be on TV starting today, actually. Press, you guys are seeing it first.
You ever find a spot in Fort Lauderdale that's just perfect? For me, it's right here. Beautiful view, beautiful breeze, a good place to catch up on emails.
What are you doing up here?
Just getting some work done, brother. Want a sandwich? I brought extras.
Really is nice up here.
I love it. If you've been injured in a car accident, call Blakely Law Firm. 800-602-5000. You ever find a spot in Fort Lauderdale that's just perfect?
Stop that. And I'm going to share my screen here again. And I'm going to take you guys to that's
Hi, I'm Jared Blakely from Blakely Law Firm. You may have seen me on TV, on social media, or heard me on the radio. When you're injured in a car accident, it's crucial to have the right law firm fighting on your side. As a business owner, it's also crucial to pick the right advertising partner. Sunray Media Consultants has been the right advertising partner for Blakely Law Firm. They've helped us grow our business exponentially in less than a year. Just like you shouldn't go to court without a lawyer fighting by your side, you also shouldn't advertise without Sunray Media Consultants by your side. Give them a call today.
So we've been with him now 10 years as a client as a whole. So if you guys, want to get the word out there for your business, we'll be more than happy to do that. So feel free to us in that regard. So now, what you guys have come before, right? So I'm going to share the screen here, and I am going to go over that. AI is changing so rapidly, and there's so many ways that you can use it to help you as an individual and you as a business owner. So why am I here on a Word document? I thought we were going to start talking about AI. Well, AI is like a blank piece of paper. And what it's done is allows us to talk to computers. And that, I think that's the biggest takeaway with from where we are in the era, is that before with the computers, we had to do, click around, know the menu, know the program, know how to work the program, right? Well, fundamentally, generative AI has changed that, where we can speak to the program, and the program has intelligence to take action, know, look up information. So here's a wonderful AI that I use, and that can help you guys, which is called a Whisper Flow. So here I'm going to say, "Hey Peter, I'm so happy to be here presenting at the Chamber of Commerce talking about AI," and automatically it types for me. And what's interesting about that is that it listens to what I say, and then it edits. It's not because a lot of the AIs, they can say listen to, and you can talk to, but it doesn't edit. This actually edits in real time, and this makes your phone, your computer, voice activated, where you can just talk to certain applications, write emails, write documents automatically. And there's only $15 a month. I'm not getting paid to promote them. But what's significant about this is that AI can understand you. And when you're talking to chatbots, before computers is, like I said, an interface 010101. That's how computers talk. And what's the biggest innovation of AI is that you can now speak to a computer, and it can take actions for you. So that's, and I want you to really understand that if you, AI is more designed more like a human thinks. So when I'm going to show you a video now, and this is David Letterman and Bill Gates talking back 30 years ago almost. And then I'm going to go into certain things to kind of paint a better picture for you. And then we're going to start actually using AI. And so you can start using AI in your workflow. Let me go back here. Stop presenting. And this might seem a little silly to us now, right? But here's where the internet was at that time.
This internet thing, do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there, the latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
Yeah, but it's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here.
Go ahead.
But I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell? You know what I mean? It's just...
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
It's not a huge difference.
What is the difference?
But you can listen to the baseball game whenever you want.
All right.
Too.
Oh, I see. So it's stored in one of your memory deals, and then you can come
That's
back
the
a year
RAM
later.
thing you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Do tape recorders ring a bell? Yeah, I just don't know. What can you, just knowing me, the little you know me now, what am I missing here? What do I need?
Well, if you want to learn about the latest cigars or auto racing statistics.
Well, I've got that covered. I subscribe to 2 British magazines. devoted entirely to motorsports, and I call the Quaker State Speed Line about 2 times a half hour. So now, would the computer give me more than I'm getting that way?
Oh, you can find other people who have the same unusual interests you do. And
You mean the troubled loner chat room on the internet?
So as you can see, in 1995, people wouldn't even imagine how we use computer today. It seems silly now to us because we're in the present. Back then, people have no envision of what the internet actually became, right? And I think we're in that phase now with AI that, we're starting to figure out, okay, we can do this, we can do that, but the vision of what it's actually going to become, we won't see for many years to come. So you guys came here to say, how can I use AI to be more productive? There's a lot of AI tools out there. Today, we're going to just focus on 2 because that's all we have time for. And it's going to be ChatGPT, which is the most popular, and Claude. And so we're going to go into how to better utilize that for your workflow and how you do business. And we're going to actually do some examples. So I'm going to share my screen there and we'll go from there. I'm going to actually share my window here because it's going to be easier to do that. All right. So I'm on ChatGPT right now. So one of the tips that I would have for you is, instead of just, if you're something that's a big project, something that you guys are working on, instead of just saying, hey, starting with a chat, you can just go here in the plus sign and just do you could attach the document. But the main thing is here, you go to plan mode. You could click on here and hit a plan mode. And what this allows you to do is have a back and forth conversation with the AI before it starts working. So that way it saves time and it gives you better output. So what we're going to do today, Peter, right? We have the Woman in Pink starting October 21st, right? All right, so we have the Woman in Pink event. So we got to plan it out, the board, all of us here at the chamber, we got to get ready for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a plan with ChatGPT, and it's going to give us a plan of how we're going to this event. Give us a second. Hey, Jessica, how are you today?
I'm here and ready to help. What are we working on?
So ChatGPT now has voice mode, so you can actually have a conversation with ChatGPT, and it actually takes action on your behalf. So I'm gonna paste for you the link to the event. We're part of the chamber. We're gonna have this event, Women in Pink. So what I want you to do is draft a plan for us, and let me know if you have any questions, and I can answer. So that way the team can go and execute and have a successful event for the Woman in Pink on October 21st.
Let me take a look at the event link. The Women in Pink luncheon is set for Wednesday, October 21st from 11:30 to 1:30 at the Tamarack Community Center. It's a luncheon with networking, a fashion show, raffles, and awareness talks. So the plan is straightforward. Lock owners for program, sponsors, marketing, ops, and raffle. Lock owners for program, sponsors, marketing, ops, and raffles. Confirm the speaker, of course, to turn this into a...
Sometimes it likes to talk a lot, so I gotta stop it. So when I go into plan mode, I'm gonna ask, this is where I'm using whisper flow, not talking to ChatGPT directly. I'll say, hey, can you create a plan and a plan document that the team can follow and execute, and create a checklist of things that we need to have a successful event. So as you see, it automatically posted with my conversation. And by having this app, Whisperflow, for example, that I like a lot, It allows us to, instead of typing, it kind of replaces your keyboard. And you can use it on anything on your computer. So while it's creating that, it's going to create the document for my team. I'm gonna it's gonna do that. It's gonna give 30 seconds or so, and I'll show that. While it's doing that, I'm gonna go a little step forward and let that work. And let's share screen here. And I'm gonna go into Claude for a moment, and I'm gonna go into skills and connectors. So not only can you speak to your AI and it thinks like a human brain, and now the newer versions are so advanced that it actually interprets what your intent is. So you don't even have to be that clear and concise. You can just say a few sentences and it kind of goes in that way for you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back into share this. I'm going to go into Cloud for a moment. So one of the biggest breakthroughs is ChatGPT Work and Cloud Co-work. And what that allows you to do, it's not in the browser. I'm showing you here in the browser, but it's on your computer. And what it allows you to do is allows you to connect to your tools. So you can connect it to your Gmail. You can connect it to all the tools that you use. So I'm going to go here and let me just step back so you guys can see it. Go to Customize here. When you go to Customize, you go to Capabilities, and then that's how you customize it. But then if you go to Connectors, it connects directly to your tools. So you connect directly to Gmail, connect to your calendar, your Drive, any specific tool that you use for your work, then ChatGPT or Claude would control it. And then we give you an example of that. So I'm just going to go into a new chat, and I'm going to go into use my Gmail MCP and write an email to Peter and put it in my draft saying how happy I am to be presenting about AI today. So then I go like that. And then it starts to connect to my Gmail. And then I'm going to show you in my Gmail, that email is going to live there. Why? Because it's connected to my app. And then it actually scans and it finds Peter's email in my Gmail. So I don't even have to tell it Peter's email. And also, I mean, the reason why I'm keeping it simple because I don't want to expose particular data, but I even have a skill, which I'm going to go into skills now, where it pulls my calendars, all my emails, everything. It gives me a brief of what I have going on that day. So by connecting it to your tools, whether it be your Gmail, whether it be your PowerPoint or whatever, it controls it automatically. So here it is, it's done. Here's the email that it's created for me. All I have to go to is to my Gmail draft, which let me see if you guys can see it. Let me share my screen here. Share screen, window, Gmail. There it goes. I didn't type it. It just created the email for me. So a lot of us spend a lot of time with email. Now it won't send it for you. You actually have to press the send button. That's part of the safety feature. But we draft emails all the time. Also, if you create a document, which I'll show you in a second, within the AI, it would attach it to your email as well. One of the things for me that's fantastic is that I have a lot of reps that I deal with a lot of media vendors, and it can pull like a historic of those chats that I had with those reps, and I go, hey, where am I with this billboard creative? Where am I with this commercial? And it will pull it for me without me even having to search. So I know all of us business people use emails every day. I understand some of you guys work in the government, and this might not, you have to go through their servers. But if you have a personal business like I do, I mean, then you can implement something like that. Any questions so far?
I do. Can it work with multiple emails? Like if you do different things, can it be attached to multiple ones or just one at a time?
Actually, it could be infinite amount of emails.
Okay.
Infinite amount. All you have to do is connect it to it. So and just say, hey, I want you to connect to my email. And one of the beautiful things about AI is that you don't have to be a techie to do it, because it's the first tool in history where it tells you how to use itself. So just by connecting it to your Gmail, I have connected to 3-4 emails of mine. I have my personal, I have my business, and then I have another email that I use. So it doesn't matter how many emails you have.
Okay, and I guess like when you, for example, if you have Claude or Gemini open and you create an account, you personalize it and everything. So I guess you go to the setting and you attach all these things that you want it to have access to.
Correct. So it has what it's called, which is going to lead me to my next talk. It's called an MCP server.
Okay.
The apps have an MCP or have an API. Most of the time it's MCP. And really what in simple language what an MCP is just a server that controls that app. AI talks to. So like us humans, we need a visual interface. We need files, drop downs. The computers don't need that. They can talk to each other in a more streamlined, more efficient way. So that's how it can talk to my Gmail, because it has an MCP server. And you're going to start to see that a lot of applications that you use are now going to be promoting an MCP server. And like I said, in a simple term, it's just a server that controls the application. And that knows the ins and outs. That AI talks to the server, and then it gets the information from that application.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we move on? Okay, let's go check back on our friend Jessica, see how she's doing over there. So Jessica did the plan. So I'm going to click on the Word document. Opens it up. Here's the Word document. She created the plan. She made the checklist. It could be it. It's not a she or he. I just call it she because I picked a woman's voice. I get the goals, the directions. I didn't have to type anything out. I automatically did it. How many hours would it take someone to create this, a human? It would take at least an hour or two or longer. It even mapped out the recommended day of showing, the program, the operations, sponsors, marketing, everything. So we have a very, very dynamic speaker speaking that day. And so we're going to create a flyer. I know a lot of times you guys have to create creative stuff, flyers. I have to be honest, what we do, create images. I was like, should I share this with them or not? So we have Suhei. Let me find okay, so Suhei is going to be our speaker. She's started this cosmetic company. Her mother died of cancer. So she's very passionate about getting very healthy products out there for women to look beautiful. So she's going to be our speaker. So let's create a flyer with Suhei. I'm going to grab her social media post. I'm going to create copy that image. I just grabbed the post. I'm going to paste it, and then I'm going to say, using your image creation skills, can you please create a flyer? I just attached our speaker. She's going to be our speaker that day in October. So can you create a flyer that we can post on social media for the event? There you go. And like I said, you don't need to use whisper flow. I just like it because sometimes AI at this point talks too much. So with whisper flow, I can just talk to it. You still use my voice and then give it direction. And so it's going to start creating. We'll give it a minute or so there. So let me go back to our friend Claude while Jessica's working. Let me share again. Okay. Use Chrome. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to our friend Claude. So one of the things that ChatGPT and Claude uses, and one thing that you start to notice is that these frontier models are competing. So one day one will come out with this amazing new feature, the next day the other one will as well. So a lot of the things are common. So one of the limitations of AI a couple months back was its memory. Now they've expanded, but the way that you get AI so you don't repeat yourself all the time is either to create a skill or create a markdown file. What's a markdown file? It's just pretty much a file with the memory of what you're working on. So then that way AI scans that file and you don't have to repeat yourself over and over again. So, and another way to do this also is to create a project. So I have my projects folders. Project folders, it has share memory. So that way you can add files to it, add content, add memory, and that way you're starting with something that already knows what you want and what you are. So this is a little bit personal, a little embarrassing here, but I am actually starting to track what I'm eating. And I take a picture and it creates the log of how many calories. I have a game plan of, weight loss I want to lose. So here's my fitness logs. I'm going to put that up. And this is what is called a markdown file. So the AI knows every day I log what I eat. It has my calories. It has my goal every time I work out. And it talks to me. It actually gives me context. Why? Because it's reading my markdown file. And that's a way that you can extend the memory of your AI is by creating a markdown file that lives inside your project. So that way you're not starting from scratch every time with the AI chatbot. So if you can see here, it gave me a little bit of coaching. It told me, I gave it my weight. It said it hasn't really changed that much. It says I need to cut the juice, play some more basketball, and eat less rice. So it's coaching me on my way to my goal. Any questions, guys?
I just say, boo, we love rice.
I know, right? Jeez. And the juice, my orange juice is killing me. It told me if I eliminate the juice, I'll get 290 calories less per day. So as you can see, this gives it infinite memory beyond the chat's memory. So that's what's called a markdown file. All it is a simple file that it documents and it keeps the memory. And there's more advanced stuff later on. And then this is where I said this is the genius of AI, is that it takes your language, our human language, and it makes it into code. So as you can see here, here's the code that it's creating for the computer to understand what the data is. But for us, this is what the human can read, the human can see. So I think that's the genius that's underpinning AI that doesn't get enough credit, where it's allowing us to talk to our computers. And then it allows the computer to take action on our behalf. So let's go check back on our friend Jessica. 1 second. Let me stop sharing. And so there, I just gave her social media post. Look at that, Peter. We got a post to promote the woman in pink. Image generation. And I'm not going to get into videos today, but I could turn that into a video if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that. So like that would have took how many hours If you have a promotion for your business, just tell it, hey, create this for me, or give it an image reference, and it just does it. That just, you don't need to be a graphic designer. Unfortunately, I don't tell my team that, but I'm just saying, so that created, and it gave me two options, whichever option I want. So that's something that all of us can use at some point. Any questions? All right, so then I'm going to go into really giving you guys a ton of work time and kind of giving you an AI employee. Who here doesn't want an AI employee? Everybody wants an AI employee? Okay, cool. I'm gonna take that silence as yes, I want one. All right, so I'm going to share my screen here. Stop sharing. All right, so I'm going to go back to our friend Claude here. So what's the difference between a markdown and a skill? A skill is just a markdown file that gives specific instructions. So if you find yourself doing repeatable tasks over and over again, you just say, hey, create this skill. So one of the skills that I use is every month I look at the TV ratings because we buy a lot of TV ads. So one of the things that could set your AI apart is that it connects to your data. So we have obviously TV data. And I used to have to create this report myself manually with Excel spreadsheets and then create a PowerPoint, all this. So what it does is I've done it a few times and I say, hey, create this skill for me. And here it details the workflow of the skill and it writes it obviously in code. And it does all these things. So that way I don't have to repeat myself and it automatically does it. The other amazing breakthrough is with AI is the browser extension. They all have browser extensions now. So here's the browser extension, and let me show you how that works. Hey, can you take me to the chamber website and take me to the Woman in Pink event? Oh, hold on. I forgot to say Chamber of Tamarack. 1 second. You can interrupt it. It's the Chamber of Tamarack in North Florida. There you go. So AI now could actually control your browser. So in instances where you don't have an API, you don't have a MCP server, you can actually just let it read your browser. So with CoWork, it actually controls your web browser. And it actually gets work done for you, which is kind of crazy. So right now it's thinking, it's going to take me to the website. There it goes. It opened it up. My hands are here, guys. It's not me. So it took me, all I did was I asked it. And you could just download this on your Chrome browser extension. It's a cloud extension browser. And it actually just did it for me. Any questions? Okay, I'm moving on to the next step. So I'm going to stop the browser from working. I'm going to just get out of here. You got to delete. Yep. Okay, fantastic. So let's go back to my workflow. So I'm going to use CoWork, and I'm going to use on the desktop, by the way, not on the. And I'm going to let it know that it's. I wanted to create this task for me. I wanted to do this task for me. So I'm going to go to my project folder that I have. And you guys are not seeing this because this is on my desktop. So let me share the screen here. So there are certain limitations. You definitely can do a lot more on your computer. It's quickly loading where you can do stuff more on the browser. But if you're using CoWork on ChatGPT or Claude, it's really the desktop app to really do powerful, heavy lifting things. You're not going to be able to do that on your phone app. It's getting better and better. Tomorrow I could be wrong. Tomorrow you're going to be able to do a lot more. But let me show you Claude on my computer. Entire screen. I apologize. The screen's going to be small because I have a wide screen. Okay, so then I'm going to go into my folders, and I'm going to go into TV data here, and I'm on co-work. I'm going to say, okay, I have my Chrome extension open. I have ComScore open for you. Can you please run our report for the month of July 2026? And you can also hit slash, and then you'll see the skills that you already have created there. So I'm going to do ComScore, data analysis, report. Remember, it's a skill that I have already created. Here you can select the model. Obviously, Fable 5 is the latest and the greatest. You can sometimes, to save money, you could go to a lower one, and they're all pretty comparable. So I'm just going to hit go to allow. And because I already have the skill built, it already knows what to do. I don't need to instruct it on anything. It's just going to go ahead and do it for me. This is going to take a few minutes, so I'm going to go back, sip on an orange juice that I'm not supposed to while it's doing the work, and take a nap. And then I'll come back to it, and it's all done for me. Okay? All right, and then we can eat some rice too. So what I'm going to do is, while this takes a little bit, because this takes about 10 minutes. By the way, this used to take about 4 hours. So for me to say it takes 10 minutes is pretty amazing. This used to take 4 hours. And I used to do this every single month. So if you guys want to save 4 hours of your life, just say me, right? So it's automatically logging in. It's downloading the data from the site. It's doing everything. So while it's doing that, I'm going to show you guys something else. Another thing is what is called artifacts. And artifacts is basically dashboards. You can build, if there's a data that you use all the time, if it's a process that's repeatable, you can tell it, hey, create me a dashboard. And then it would automatically pull the data from the MCP or the API that you have, or an app that you actually created on your own. So here's what's an artifact. And this is something that we created. Let me watch that. I've got to be careful here. I don't want to expose stuff. Second watchdog. Oh, where are you? One moment. Doors. Oh, I know why. 1 second. 1 moment. It's on my desktop. Here we go. So this is a dashboard that we created so we can see and monitor where the ads are being shown, so we make sure that's in the right market. And this, I was finding myself to do this all the time with a skill, and I said, well, you know what? Let me create a dashboard. So it's connected to the campaign data, shows how many impressions, how many clicks, how much is the budget, how many conversions, and it's a dashboard. And you can create dashboards for everything. Anything that you, whether it be a financial dashboard, forecasting dashboard, project status dashboards, you can just, hey, create this as an artifact, and it would automatically create it for you. You don't need to have any specific skills. I'm gonna stop here because I don't want to expose more internal data. But isn't that pretty cool? Any questions so far?
the artifact is kind of like a control panel that you can have data and be automatically fed that you can come back and watch. Could be like competitor trends or anything.
Correct. Correct. So anything that's a data source, back in the days, and 23 years ago, you would have to use a tool like BNI or something like that to have a dashboard. Now you can create a dashboard based on any data. Like we can create a dashboard for the woman in pink, and I'll show the team how many people have registered, and we just refresh it, and it automatically pulls it for us without us having to recreate it every single time. Any questions? Any more? All right, let's go check up on our friend Claude, see how he's doing. And you can actually have multiple, if you go here on the side, you can have multiple things running at the same time. It doesn't have, you don't have to wait for it to complete, and wait for it to be done. You can just typically move away, and you can actually check the status of it working for you on your phone. So here, if you look at here, it develop a plan of action, and then here is giving me an insight of the browser that it's looking at. So I actually open the browser. Actually, I pre-logged into it because obviously, password and logins, I have to log into it myself, and it's actually working. And it's actually logging into the site, clicking the site for me. It's, let me see if I can make it bigger. So there it is. It's clicking away, running the reports, adding the parameters, everything that's within the skill. So if you have any repeatable process that takes you a lot of time and you want to hand it off to ChatGPT or Claude, you're more than welcome to. See, it's logging in, it's downloading the data for me. And it's controlling my computer, so it's the files in my computer. So once it downloads the Excel, I don't have to do that. It pulls the Excel, brings it into the report. So I'm going to go into the next thing. All right, let me go into Claude Code. And also ChatGPT has coding as well. So what is Claude Code? Claude Code allows you to build your own program with your own voices, with your own typing, with your own idea. I've created 5 apps, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to code. I've never taken a coding class in my life. Okay, so I'm going to show you my little pet project, but before then, I'm going to show you a little video and what the inspiration came for this project. You guys watch, I know it's talked about in the last talk, you guys watch Iron Man? Well, I love Iron Man. So I created Jarvis. Let me show you this in a second. Let me show you what Jarvis is, so for those that don't follow superhero movies.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Welcome home, sir. Congratulations on the opening ceremonies. They were such a success, as was your Senate hearing. And may I say how refreshing it is to finally see you in a video with your clothing on, sir.
You! Swear to God, I'll dismantle you, I'll soak your motherboard, I'll turn you into a wine rack. How many ounces a day of this gobbledygook am I supposed to drink?
So this movie came out like 20 years ago, and that looked like sci-fi. So with Claude Code, and I'll show you the code before I show you the product, I was able to create him. And that's pretty insane, the fact that I don't know how to code. So I'll show you some of here's like the descriptions, the code itself. Let me show you Sunray, right? Okay, it doesn't want to be here right now, but you can actually see it. So here, let me introduce you guys to my friend Ray. Ray, how you doing today?
Doing great, Jerry. Thanks for asking. Staying sharp and ready to help you knock out whatever's on the agenda. How are things on your end?
Say hi to my friends at the chamber. They're here learning about AI together.
That's awesome. Sounds like a good group to have in the room. Are they looking to understand how AI works generally, or more focused on how it can help their businesses?
Yes.
Either way, happy to jump in if you need me to demo anything or answer questions.
Yeah. Actually, Peter, can you get your phone ready? Can you call my friend Peter?
Peter's here?
Yeah.
Want me to say hi, or is there something specific you need me to help with for him or the group?
Yeah, can you call Peter and the number saved to your memory and tell him that he's doing a wonderful job here at the chamber, getting business together and learning. Can you give him a call?
What's the phone number I should call, Jerry?
It's in your memory. We saved it.
All set. I'm here whenever you need me. Enjoy the chamber group, Jerry.
All right, call Peter now.
What's the phone number I should call, Jerry?
All right. Peter, I'm sorry, I'm going to put your number out there. All right, call 954-655-7569 and tell him he's doing a great job.
I'm dialing +1-954-655-7569 now. Jerry, I'll tell you how it went when the call ends.
Jerry asked me to call you today.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Jerry. Thank you, Ray.
Welcome. Jerry asked me to call you today to confirm your availability for a meeting. You're welcome. Jerry asked me to call you today to confirm your availability for a meeting.
Excellent. Can I hang up now?
Thank you for your time, Peter. Have a great day.
Good afternoon, Jerry. Call finished. Success. An AI agent, Ray, called Peter on behalf of Jerry Martinez to confirm Peter's availability for a meeting. Peter initially interrupted the agent, but then acknowledged the call and thanked both Jerry and Ray. However, Peter abruptly ended the call before the agent could fully explain the purpose. The agent concluded the call politely.
So, let me...
Wow.
I'm here whenever you...
Isn't that pretty amazing? Pretty soon it can run errands for you. Well, it can. Not pretty soon. It can. And honestly, I saw somebody on Instagram do that. I'm like, oh, I want that. And all I did is say, hey, build me that. Add me a phone. I gave her a phone number. Ray has a phone number. It can make phone calls. Pretty amazing, right? Now, no longer sci-fi. And also, like, if you Google just implemented something where this is going to impact all your businesses, where a person can tell Google to go call different businesses and get quotes, and then it will report to the person. So don't be surprised if your businesses in the next month or so start getting calls from AI asking you about prices, reservations, or all that. That's already available. Any questions so far?
I have a comment. So that's pretty awesome that the thing can make that call for you. The one question I have is, it didn't follow your instructions necessarily exactly what you told it to do. Is there a reason?
It's a work in progress. This is
okay.
Like, so one of the things with vibe coding is 5 apps that I've built. It's never a one stop, like gets everything out of the box. The 5 apps that I've built, I've merged them into one, and it's a kind of improvement over time. I like, oh, I want that. But could you imagine like a small business like myself that I can code apps and customize it? I've literally customized workflows with just by me saying, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Can you do this? We're literally saving thousands of dollars a month. Building our own custom software, which back in the days, that was like a Fortune 500 company. I would show you, but I can't expose data and client information. But yeah, literally, I built 5 apps that would have cost us at least few couple thousands of dollars a month. And you guys can do the same.
Jeremy, I have a
Uh,
question. Jerry, yeah,
Mhm.
Arlene.
Hey,
Um,
hello. Yeah.
how you doing, sweetheart? So I have a question as far as because I like the idea of using AI for my business, but I'm a little bit skeptical because of the privacy. Even though I pay for it, how safe is it now today? Because I don't put any kind of company like company information. All I do is enter data, but it takes me a while to redact the information. I don't want social securities or EINs or any personal information inside the AI. How safe is that today and going in the future? Because I know that even though you still pay for it, it can still be hacked. And there's always the, I don't know what you call it, the black hole or the black market, whatever you call it. So my concern is safety, privacy.
Yes, and those are all very valid questions, privacy and safety. They are working on it, it's actually pretty safe for the most part. I still don't recommend putting your client's social security and all that on there. And also if people do illegal stuff, it will report you to the cops. So they do have that in there. You can download what is called local models on your computer, and they actually run on your computer. They don't run on a server. For example, Ray is on my computer. It's not on a server anywhere. It's on my computer. So they are local models. Your industry, financial, is still making a lot of progress. It's still not there. But yes, there are local models where it's your information. A lot of the institutions are actually implementing local AI models that keep their data in-house. In regards for a smaller business, obviously don't use, customer information yet. Not saying that it's going to get leaked. It's just for now until there's a more concrete approach. They say that they don't share any data, but you as a business owner, you got to make your own judgment on that. Especially those who are in healthcare, exposing personal health information, HIPAA compliance. I would not expose that data there. But it doesn't mean that it could be hacked. There's really no cases of that. But actually, no, I take that back. There was a case like 6 months ago where ChatGPT was indexing people's conversations on Google, and they had to clean that up. So we're still in the early days, but they are solutions that big corporations are doing it. And the way it seems to be trending is that they have local models installed on their servers that keep that data safe. Also, with Claude and ChatGPT, they have enterprise products that you can subscribe to, not the free or the $20 plan. They're enterprise subscriptions that do have a little bit more of that privacy in mind. Any other questions before we move on?
No question from me. I just have a statement to back up what you were saying. Yes, there is cloud enterprise, but data leaks are normally caused by individuals. So just putting the wrong thing in the wrong spot and sharing information that you shouldn't, that's most of the time, that's what causes data leaks.
Correct. All right, so then let's move back to our friend, see where he's at with our assignment. Okay. Like I said, this is a huge undertaking, and it's already did it. So here it is. It shows it right in the created a little nice dashboard for me. So what was the top program last month? ABC World News Tonight with David Murr, 36,000 viewers. Tonight on Sunday, the Wimbledon So all SP award 20,000. So people are still watching television, folks. Nashville at WNBA All-Star Game. So this is all data that I would have had to pull manually myself. I look at the different day parts. With the day parts is like prime time, for example. The market is averaging about 249,000 viewers from 8 to 11. And these are the types of insights that we use to plan media for our clients. And so it did that with like 10 minutes, something that would have took probably 4 hours. And that's using the web browser extension. All right, so we have 4 minutes left, so I'll take any more questions from anybody, and then we can head on.
I have a question. Do you have a preference in the platforms between Claude or ChatGPT or Gemini?
Yes, I'll be straight out with you. I do find Claude more reliable.
More reliable? Okay.
But there are certain things like for ChatGPT, for example, that's exceptional, which is the image generation. For entertainment purposes and content, ChatGPT is exceptional. So each of them have their Gemini is amazing with video. You can actually dump a video in and analyze it for you, because Gemini is owned by Google, which owns YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So each of them have their strengths and weaknesses. It depends on the workflow of what you prefer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned something earlier about like desktop, and like it's better to have it set up on your desktop, but are you able to kind of like check on the task from your phone, or even if it's like you talk to it on the desktop, but you walk away, are you able to see where it's at from your phone?
Absolutely. So 80% of what you most likely need could be done from your phone. What I meant, they actually came out with an upgrade to address this issue, which is called Dispatch. I'll show you here. Let me show screen. And the Dispatch for coding sections, you can actually just do it on your phone. This was not available actually a month ago. So this is something that they recently added. So if you Cloud Code, you go to Dispatch. And Dispatch is on your phone. So you can continue your coding sessions. So let me go to one of the sessions here. Let me go back. You can just /remote, and then it would go into your app on your phone. So you can actually continue like an actual coding session on Cloud Code. Let me go to Cloud Code, and then I'll show you there. We just hit /remote. Right there, and then remote control, and you can continue the session from to your phone. So there is like every day they're adding more and more things that you can do with your phone, versus like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, it was very limited. Where the heavy stuff you actually have to do on the computer, on the desktop.
Yeah.
One more thing I just realized that would help all of you guys is schedule tasks. So if it's a repeatable task that you need to do, you can just schedule it within Cloud Code or within ChatGPT and say, hey, I need this report on the 1st of every month. It would automatically do it for you. So on the 1st of every month, you just log in and your report is done for you. So that's something very helpful all of you can use. All right, next question. We have another minute or so. And
Hey, Jerry, thanks for doing this. Been a great resource. So in 2 years' time, what do you think all these small businesses and people who are representing companies, what will they have to have? 2 things in the next 24 months, because their competitors are probably going to do it. Is it obviously time-saving stuff, marketing stuff, but what do you think are the top 2 that every small business should have?
all right, well, 2 years for AI is a very long time. That's like 10 years. So what I can tell you immediately is it's going to be even more important for you to build a brand for your business. As consumers use AI to help them complete tasks, help them shop, you can't rely on AI recommending your business. It will, but you can't rely on that. You have to create the demand and the awareness of your brand and your business. So that way, you as a business owner, you're not relying on if or maybe. You're relying on, hey, this is the demand my business generated. This is how people know my brand. Like I said earlier in the intro, is businesses don't go out of business because they do bad service. Businesses go out of business because people don't know they exist. Okay, so thank you guys. I appreciate your time. I hope you guys got value out of it.
Question.
Go ahead.
One more question for you. I know that Claude is more is a strong one, but it's geared what for thinking, or is it analytical? And ChatGPT is more artsy. How would you classify them as?
That's my opinion, right? That's my opinion. That's my workflow. My recommend. So just to give you a little bit of context, people who started Claude, who used to work at ChatGPT, they started ChatGPT, and then they had a disagreement and started Claude. So it's the same. It's kind of the same people. My recommendation to all of you is to use them, and you'll see which ones works best for you. Because I'm saying it from my perspective, if it's my opinion. So it's because it works better for my workflows, but it doesn't mean that's the same for yours. They're both capable. They're so powerful. I encourage you to give it a test. Use it, and you'll be surprised at what it can do. It's very limitless at this point with ChatGPT 5.6 and Claude 5.0. They're truly amazing. So just push it to the test. I'll take you for a surprise. Also, if you guys enjoy this, please leave some comments at the Chamber Facebook group. If you guys got value out of this, that'll be great.
Yes, thank you so much, Jerry. Yes, thanks for doing this. Thank you for volunteering. You're a great board member and member.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys. And if you guys see me around and have questions, hey, I'm always ready to talk. Have a great rest of the afternoon.
See you at the next event, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. It was great.
Thank you,
Jerry.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.